今日も一日お疲れ様でした。ニュースを英語でどうぞ。
Human Rights Watch is pushing Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, to prioritize human rights in foreign policy. They sent a letter on November 6, 2025. This involves promoting democracy and the rule of law across Asia and worldwide.
Human Rights Watch suggested Japan adopt a Magnitsky-style sanctions law. This would let Japan punish serious human rights abusers abroad. Japan is currently the only G7 country without this type of law. This highlights a gap in its foreign policy tools.
Human Rights Watch also urged Japan to legislate bans on goods made with forced labor or deforestation. Additionally, they asked Japan to join the Genocide Convention and strongly support the International Criminal Court, including opposing U.S. sanctions against it.
Japan has issued a safety warning for its citizens in China. They are advised to be cautious and avoid crowded areas. This comes amid growing tensions between Beijing and Tokyo over Taiwan, which has led to negative sentiment in Chinese media.
The Japanese embassy in China reminded citizens to respect local customs and be careful when interacting with Chinese people. They also advised against traveling alone and urged extra caution when with children. This is part of renewed safety measures.
The Japanese government plans to introduce free elementary school lunches nationwide next fiscal year. This initiative aims to ensure all public elementary school students receive free meals. They will provide financial help to municipalities to upgrade their cooking and distribution facilities.
The government will fund the free school lunch program in its fiscal 2025 budget. This aims to fix unfairness, as some schools lack lunches. Discussions are now happening to finalize the system design by the end of November.
Japan's economy contracted by an annualized 1.8% in the July-September quarter of 2025. This marks the first contraction in 6 quarters. The main reason was a drop in car exports to the United States, following new high tariffs imposed by the U.S. president.
Beyond tariffs, concerns are rising about worsening Japan-China relations, possibly reducing Chinese tourists. Both public and private sector must analyze these risks. Boosting domestic demand through increased investment and revitalized consumption is crucial for economic stability.
Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's comments created a diplomatic dispute with China. She stated that a Chinese attack on Taiwan, if it threatened Japan's survival, could lead to a military response. This statement has significantly strained relations between the two countries.
次に、社会のニュースです。
Japan's Liberal Democratic Party is considering new tax rules. They want to link income tax thresholds to consumer prices. This aims to help citizens manage living costs better. The goal is to adjust taxes based on how prices change. This proposal seeks to ensure fair taxation for everyone.
Japan and China held talks in Beijing to ease tensions. These discussions follow comments from Japan's Prime Minister about Taiwan. The remarks caused strong reactions from China. Both countries aimed to reduce diplomatic problems. The talks focused on improving their strained relationship.
Japan's government will issue a safety warning for students in China. This comes amid rising tensions between the two nations. The education minister announced this step. It is to ensure the well-being of Japanese students abroad. The embassy also advised citizens to be careful.
Chinese state media have warned Japan of economic actions, This is in response to Japan's Prime Minister's recent comments on Taiwan. Threats include trade restrictions and sanctions. China's media stated Beijing is ready for strong reactions. This signals a serious turn in the dispute.
Japanese Princess Kako has tested positive for COVID-19. The Imperial Household Agency confirmed her diagnosis. She will cancel all official duties until Friday. The princess experienced a sore throat and fever. Her family members are reported to be in good health.
Bear attacks are continuing in northern Japan. An elderly woman was found dead, possibly due to a bear. Separately, a bear entered a shopping mall in Akita Prefecture. It stayed inside for over 2 hours. Authorities captured and killed the animal.
Japan's government has introduced new plans to fight bear attacks. Measures include building fences to protect homes. Officials are also looking into training more specialized hunters. There have been several bear-related fatalities this year. Communities hope these steps will improve safety.
A recent poll shows divided opinions in Japan. Citizens are split on whether Japan should join a conflict over Taiwan. About half believe Japan could use self-defense. The other half disagreed with this idea. This highlights public debate on foreign policy.
The United States has reaffirmed its support for Japan. The U.S. ambassador stated America's commitment to Japan's defense. This follows reports of Chinese vessels near the Senkaku Islands. The U.S. emphasized its opposition to actions challenging Japan's control. This shows strong alliance ties.
The diplomatic conflict between Japan and China is harming cultural exchanges. Tourism, education, and entertainment programs are seeing negative impacts. Tokyo is working to reduce these tensions. The dispute began after remarks made by Japan's leader about Taiwan. Both nations seek stability.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。次に、ビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japanese business leaders called for talks with China. This follows comments by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi about Taiwan. Leaders from major business groups met the Prime Minister. They stressed strong economic links between Japan and China. They believe private talks are key to solving any issues.
Japan's Nikkei stock index dropped 3% on Tuesday. This was its biggest fall in over 7 months. The drop was due to investors selling technology stocks. This mirrored a large fall on Wall Street. The index falling below the 50,000 level made the decline faster.
Japan's economy shrank for the first time in 6 quarters. This happened from July to September 2025. The real GDP fell by 1.8% each year. This was mainly because fewer cars were exported to the United States. New tariffs from the U.S. government caused this decline.
Despite the economy shrinking, capital investment in Japan remained strong. It grew by 1.0% for the 4th quarter in a row. Companies invested more in software to save labor. This is due to a shortage of workers. The government plans to support more key investments.
Personal spending in Japan grew slowly, only 0.1%. This is important as it makes up over half of Japan's GDP. Wages have not kept up with rising prices. This means real wages have been falling since early 2022. People are saving more money.
Asian stock markets, including Japan, fell on Tuesday. Investors are waiting for important economic data from the United States. There is also new thinking about when the U.S. Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. Japan's Nikkei index dropped over 2% today.
There is much talk about the Bank of Japan's future policy. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi met with the Bank of Japan governor. Experts are watching how the new government will balance easy money policies with possible rate increases. Bond yields in Japan are now climbing higher.
NTT and OptQC signed a deal to develop advanced optical quantum computers. Their goal is to reach 1 million quantum bits by 2030. They will use NTT's optical technology and OptQC's quantum knowledge. This partnership aims to solve difficult societal problems.
High-growth technology stocks were sold off in Japan. This often happens when investors become more careful. Companies making fiber optic cables like Fujikura saw big losses. SoftBank Group and chip companies also saw their stock prices fall a lot.
There is much talk about the Bank of Japan's future policy. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi met with the Bank of Japan governor. Experts are watching how the new government will balance easy money policies with possible rate increases. Bond yields in Japan are now climbing higher.
NTT and OptQC signed a deal to develop advanced optical quantum computers. Their goal is to reach 1 million quantum bits by 2030. They will use NTT's optical technology and OptQC's quantum knowledge. This partnership aims to solve difficult societal problems.
High-growth technology stocks were sold off in Japan. This often happens when investors become more careful. Companies making fiber optic cables like Fujikura saw big losses. SoftBank Group and chip companies also saw their stock prices fall a lot.
Retail stocks in Japan fell sharply. This happened after China warned its citizens not to travel to Japan. The warning is due to growing diplomatic issues over Taiwan. For example, Ryohin Keikaku, which operates Muji stores, saw its stock price decline significantly.
次はスポーツニュースをお伝えします。
The Tokyo Deaflympics opened on November 15th, marking a century of deaf sports. Athletes from around the world gathered for the international event, which promotes an inclusive society. The opening ceremony featured diverse performers, both deaf and hearing, using movement to celebrate the past and inspire the future. The Games will continue until November 26th, showcasing the talents of hearing-impaired athletes.
Innovative cheer signs are energizing the Tokyo Deaflympics. These hand gestures, inspired by sign language, allow spectators to support athletes who cannot hear applause. Designed by the Tokyo government and other groups, the signs include movements for Go, It's okay, you can win, and Japan, get medals. These vibrant signs create a sense of unity and encouragement for all participants.
In figure skating, Japan's Riku Miura and Ruiichi Kihara secured the gold medal in the pairs event at Skate America. Their impressive performance earned them the top spot. This victory highlights their strong partnership and dedication to the sport. The pair continues to be a leading force in international figure skating competitions.
Following their gold medal win at Skate America, Japanese pair skaters Riku Miura and Ruiichi Kihara have qualified for the prestigious Grand Prix final. The final will be held next month in Nagoya, Japan. This qualification solidifies their status as top contenders. All eyes will be on them as they prepare for the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics in February.
Rugby Chiefs officially launched the new Nations Championship on Monday. This global competition will feature 12 of the strongest teams, aiming to crown a winning nation. It will transform international playing windows and replace one-off tests. The biennial tournament is set to begin in July 2026, promising a new era for rugby union worldwide.
4 development players from the Latte baseball team will join the Japan Winter League Advance 2025. Catcher Konoshin Tomiyama, infielder Tsuyoshi Tanimura, and outfielders Hikaru Takano and Kazuki Fujita will participate. They will be in Okinawa from November 22nd to December 18th. This opportunity aims to further develop their skills and prepare them for future professional play.
Japan is actively preparing for the upcoming World Baseball Classic. The team is building its roster with a focus on top MLB stars. Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Roki Sasaki of the Los Angeles Dodgers are expected to join the squad. Their participation will be crucial for Japan's title defense in the prestigious international tournament.
Los Angeles Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani has been named the National League's most valuable player for the 2nd year in a row. The announcement came on November 13th. This marks Ohtani's 4th overall MVP award in Major League Baseball and his 3rd consecutive. He continues to impress with his exceptional two-way skills on the mound and at the plate.
In a recent World Baseball Classic preparatory series against South Korea, Japan's Tai Sasaki had an impressive performance. The Hiroshima Carp player, completing his first professional season, recorded 3 hits and drove in 4 runs. His strong showing helps his case for a spot on the national team roster as Japan prepares for the WBC.
Chiba Lotte Marine's first-year player, Misho Nishikawa, also performed well in Japan's WBC warm-up series. He contributed 3 hits and 2 runs batted in during the games against South Korea. Nishikawa's strong offensive display makes him a strong candidate for manager Ibata's final roster as Japan aims for another World Baseball Classic championship.
続いて国際ニュースです。
Japan has warned its citizens living in China to be careful. They should take extra safety steps and avoid crowded places. This warning comes amid growing tension between Japan and China over Taiwan. The Japanese government wants its people to stay safe. They note that feelings towards Japan in Chinese media have worsened recently.
Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi caused a big diplomatic issue with China. She told lawmakers that if China attacked Taiwan and it threatened Japan's survival, Japan might use its military. This statement has created the most serious clash between the two countries in years. It highlights Japan's strong stance on regional security.
China has reacted to Japan's comments on Taiwan. Beijing has warned its own citizens against traveling to Japan. Also, Chinese Coast Guard ships sailed near islands controlled by Japan but claimed by China. Japan's Coast Guard reported driving these ships away. This shows growing friction in the East China Sea.
Japan is trying to calm down tensions with China. A senior Japanese official has been sent to Beijing for talks. Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi may also attend the G20 summit in South Africa. Japan remains open to discussions with China to ease the diplomatic dispute. Both nations seek ways to manage the ongoing disagreement.
Japan's economy saw a contraction for the first time in 6 quarters. The gross domestic product, or GDP, fell by 0.4% in the 3rd quarter. This equals an annualized decrease of 1.8%. Exports dropped by 1.2%, largely due to tariffs imposed by the United States. This marks an economic setback for the nation.
In response to the economic slowdown, Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has proposed a large stimulus package. This plan aims to boost economic growth and support households. The finance minister indicated the package could be more than 17 trillion yen. The government expects to approve these new measures soon to help the economy recover.
Human Rights Watch has urged Japan's new government to make human rights a key part of its foreign policy. They sent a letter to Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. The group suggests Japan should lead in promoting democracy and the rule of law across Asia and globally. This would strengthen Japan's role as a human rights advocate.
Human Rights Watch also recommended that Japan adopt a Magnitsky-style sanctions law. Such a law would allow Japan to punish serious human rights abusers in other countries. Currently, Japan is the only G7 nation without this type of legislation. Implementing this would show Japan's strong commitment to global human rights.
Sakana AI, a Japanese technology company, has become the nation's most valuable startup. This news highlights Japan's growing strength in the artificial intelligence sector. Their success shows the country's innovation and investment in advanced technologies. Sakana AI is a key player in Japan's expanding tech economy.
Power Lattice, another Japanese tech firm, has secured funding for its new chiplet. This chiplet is designed to save 50% more power. This breakthrough in technology could greatly impact the electronics industry. It shows Japan's efforts in creating more efficient and sustainable electronic components for future devices.
IT 技術関連のニュースをお伝えします。
Japan's Nikkei stock index saw a significant 3% drop on Tuesday. This was the largest fall in over 7 months. The decline was mainly due to investors selling off technology stocks. This trend followed a similar sharp drop in stock prices on Wall Street. Major tech companies like SoftBank Group and chip-related firms were heavily affected by the sell-off.
NTT and OptQC have signed a new agreement to speed up the development of optical quantum computing. This partnership aims to create scalable and reliable quantum systems. Their goal is to achieve 1 million qubits by the year 2030. This collaboration marks a big step forward in pioneering future quantum technologies in Japan.
NVIDIA is powering Japan's next generation of AI and quantum supercomputers. RIKEN, a leading research institute, will use over 2,000 NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs. These powerful systems will support Japan's plan for AI independence. They will accelerate research in areas like life sciences, materials, and climate forecasting, with the first phase starting in spring 2026.
Netcracker Technology and NEC Corporation announced that KDDI, a major Japanese telecommunications operator, will deploy Netcracker digital commerce and monetization. This will form the core of KDDI's long-term business support system strategy. NEC will act as the main system integrator. This project aims to improve operations through better resource use and in-house development.
Fujitsu and AWS Japan have launched a new generative AI business lab. This lab will help Japanese retail and service industries with digital changes. It combines Fujitsu's industry knowledge with AWS's cloud and AI tools. The lab will quickly develop and implement AI solutions, moving from idea to pilot project in as little as 90 days.
Japan's Startail has launched a new super app for Sony's Sonium blockchain. The application is built on the Ethereum Layer 2 network. It offers users early access to special Sonium token events, airdrops, and digital rewards. This move aims to expand the blockchain ecosystem and enhance user engagement with new digital experiences.
Advantest, a Japanese company, has raised its full-year operating profit forecast. This positive outlook comes from increased demand for high-bandwidth memory chip testers. The surge is driven by the growing needs of artificial intelligence in data centers. This shows how AI expansion is boosting the semiconductor testing equipment market in Japan.
Japan plans to reclassify 105 cryptocurrencies and reduce taxes on them. New rules will require exchanges to share details about listed crypto assets, including issuer information and blockchain specifics. These changes aim to create a clearer regulatory environment for digital currencies, encouraging innovation while ensuring market transparency.
MUFG, a major Japanese financial group, has invested in a $135 million Series B funding round for Sakana AI. Sakana AI is a Japanese research and development firm. The company plans to use this new funding to speed up its research efforts, strengthen partnerships within the industry, and make strategic investments and acquisitions in the AI sector.
Japan is creating new guidelines for the safe and proper use of artificial intelligence. These guidelines will encourage companies to limit the creation of deepfakes and other misleading AI-generated content. They also aim to help users improve their understanding of AI. The rules will not be legally binding, but promote transparency and user literacy.
今日のニュースは以上です。ご視聴ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。